By the way, get your keyboards out, everybody, real quick.
Okay.
Control C. Control V. And what does that do? Graphics, please. Copy and paste that forecast, y'all. That's exactly what we had yesterday. The day before, we hit 81. Yesterday, we hit 81. Today, 81. What do you know? Now, did this actually happen, or is the weatherman lazy? I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. Well, yesterday we dropped down to 54. This morning had a low of 56, and tomorrow will be 56 as well. But the same thing. You're looking at a mostly sunny to a completely sunny sky. Talking about wall-to-wall sunshine, and most just a few clouds here and there. It's absolute perfection. All right. Well. Talked about being a nice guy. Well, now I'm going to be Danny Downer over here. And sometimes you got to be a realist. I am an optimist by fault. But here it is. So we have 11 hours and 18 minutes of daylight. So daylight meaning from when the sun rises up and sets. You know where this is going. 7:30 is our sunrise today. 6:48. What is it? Fall back. Fall back.
Lean back?
No, not in this case. Okay. Fall back. Okay. We fall back on November 2nd. Look at the difference. We have a sunset time of 5:27.
I hate it.
Wow.
I know.
I hate it.
At least you leave here with the sun.
I do.
Sun's still up.
I
leave here and the sun's going down.
Yeah. I used to have that scheduled. It's like, it might as well be midnight when I leave work.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Like when I filled in for Brad, it's a weird time.
Yes.
Because you're like, what is going on here? And here I actually have the whole timetable up. So, of course, you fall back. You're still going to see some changes in general. But as we head into December, I want to get the exact date here. Let's see. The earliest sunset time that we have is 5:10, and we do that from December 3rd to the 5th. So it does get earlier. The sunrise times get a little bit later. They increase to about 7:30 where we're at right now, back around Christmas, before things start to adjust. So that's kind of the downside that we're seeing here. And then during that time, you see like 15, carry the 1, seeing that 18, 33 minutes of daylight is going to be lost at that point. But I'm actually doing this for a point, not to be a jerk. The reason why I'm showing you all this is because I have been annoying telling people on the stream, take advantage of the weather that we have right now. Right. Because there will be a time that even the 80s are going to become a rarity. The latest that we ever hit an 80-degree high in Charlotte is December 10th. But for the most part, it's late October to the early parts of November that we usually have our last 80-degree high. And we could do it a few times this week. And today, including day 3 in a row at 81. Right now, we're at 63. This is also the time of the morning that temperatures warm up the quickest. So that means about an hour and a half from now, we're going to be up to about 70 degrees. And then we're spiking to about 79, hovering around 80 degrees for a couple of hours to complete the afternoon. Wall-to-wall sunshine. It feels great. I've been calling today the middle of the Venn diagram that most people are going to come to the middle. This is the one thing we can agree on in life, it seems, is that today is a fantastic day. It doesn't get much better than this. It's beautiful. And then tomorrow will be a little bit cooler as we have this weak front that rolls in. And then we're 80 degrees on Saturday. And we've been joking but serious that this is the last pool day. Of course, you could make today a pool day, but anyone that still have their pools open, want to do it during the weekend, this I think legitimately is going to be it, because every 2 to 3 days we lose a 1 degree off our average high. So it shows that in general we're on the way down, and that's exactly what this is showing. It's constant spikes, ups and downs, ebbs and flows. That's the way Mother Nature rolls. But 80 degrees on Saturday, we get close on Tuesday, but then we start to simmer on down. So that brings up this next weather stat. I looked back through all the data that this was kept. Charlotte's average last 80 degree high is actually sooner than you think. It's October 21st. Now, that goes back to over 100 years of data. In the near term, we're averaging more the first week of November. Like last year, the last 80-degree high we had was November 8th. So I'm not saying we're not going to do it again. It just becomes more of a rarity. So what are we going to do? We're going to take advantage of those 80-degree highs while we have it. Our lows also on the way down. We're also seeing more of the upper 40s. I haven't been here for a couple of days and it's like, man, Chris really became a downer, right? But yeah. But still, it's just one of those things is sometimes you need perspective. perspective to realize, wow, this is really good. I need to make sure that I'm going to make this a great day. I've been digging holes in my yard, so that's not a great time, but it's a great time to be outside and do some work that you need to. All right. You probably say, Chris, why are you digging holes?
Yeah, why are you digging holes?
So first off, it looks like I've gone insane and I'm looking for buried treasure.
I wasn't even going to question it. I knew it. But now that we're here.
So we bought our house 5 years ago, and the people, I think a year prior, took out a bunch of trees in the front yard. So what happens is oftentimes they shave it down. So all those roots and the stumps, they rot. So there's all these holes that you can like stick your whole arm in. And somebody said, why are you doing that? There could be snakes down there. Good point. But there's all these holes in there that are a hazard. And I've always dreamed of having a big wiffle ball field. And I do have a nice front yard for that.
Yeah.
But not with all these ankle breakers.
Yeah.
So I'm literally digging up my yard.
That's a liability.
Yeah, all the holes around there, getting all the dead wood out of there, and then I'm going to fill it in.
Okay,
So,
all right.
so who
Wiffle ball
wants to come
tournament?
help me?
Crickets.
That's what happened
I'll
earlier
get Greg
this
to go
morning,
over there and
too.
help you.
Yeah, Greg.
Actually, Greg would help, too.
Greg.
Greg is stronger than me. Probably has more shoveling stamina than I have anyways. So a great day for maybe doing something more fun than looking like the crazy guy looking for treasure in your neighborhood. Anyways, we move on. Here's what's happening on our surface map. We have a cold front that is moving in from the north. And when that rolls through, that is going to drag in some slightly cooler air. So what that's going to do, that's going to prevent us from reaching the 80s once again. Still a beautiful day, lots of sunshine. And as we zoom in, you can see some clouds will start to creep in later in the day on Friday. I think we see an increase of clouds Friday, and then they start to back off heading into your Saturday as another high pressure system rolls in. But Sunday is the day that stands out as the only day that we have a chance for rain over the next 7. This is great for me because I'm going to watch the Panthers finally win a away game.
Oh,
And-
I thought you were about to go somewhere else with that. Carry on.
Yep, and I saw you get defensive. you had defensive shoulders over here. I was like, what's he about to say? I was just like, no, we of course are undefeated at home, but this will be the away test. So this is a perfect time if you're an NFL fan like myself and Nick. Oftentimes you're like, man, it's really sunny out. I feel bad. Well, the clouds should roll in. There'll be no guilt. That's nice. But I think the first half of the day is going to be fine. So a lot of any of the grilling or plans that you might have, I think you're going to be dry.
Meetups. I have another weenie meetup this
Oh,
Sunday.
man.
I'll bring a video. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's like, have you shared those with people?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's a
man.
delight.
I don't think I've seen a more joyous video than what you showed me, and your dog Turkey just having the best time. Because all those dogs are happy dogs.
Oh, yeah. All they want to do is just be out there with each other and run around. Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, I've never met the Eeyore of wiener dogs.
No,
Like,
I haven't either. Not yet.
I guess I'll go eat some kibble. I can't wait until that actually comes up. So yeah, no, it's perfect for doing any of that. The clouds will increase throughout the day, but honestly, drought feeds drought. So sometimes it's more of a struggle bus to even get rain, because what happens is the soil dries out, the plants dry out, and one of the biggest contributors to moisture in the atmosphere is evaporation from plants. It's called transpiration. It's also a big process called corn sweat when it comes from corn. That period's done. So when this front that you're looking at here on the screen rolls a little bit closer, it is going to encounter some drier air, but I think it's going to be strong enough because this likely is going to be a severe weather maker, meaning it has a lot of oomph and power further off towards the west. So we do have an outside thunderstorm chance, but as that rolls in, especially late day through the evening and the overnight, we're going to see some rain. So I think 3 things to describe Sunday's transition. It gets cloudier, it gets windier, and then it will get wetter by the end of the day, just not right away. So bringing it back to the NFL, I think it's more of the late games that we have a better chance for rain compared to the 1 o'clock game. Panthers are at 1, right?
Yep. They play the Jets.
Oh, man.
In Jersey, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because the Jets, did you watch that London game?
Oh, it was pretty bad.
They were bad.
Yeah, like I can't even blame a guy like Justin Fields. It's the offensive line.
It is. He has no time.
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, and also without Garrett Wilson, so we're looking good, Panthers fans. So let's do this. Let's go, Bryce. All right, so our Jerry Hahn Supercenter 7-day forecast. See, you can't bring me in with Nick because the NFL because it gives me a chance to talk all of the above. But we have sunshine today, tomorrow, more clouds on Wednesday. Sunday again is that highlighter that I showed you for the rain. The last home game of the regular season for Charlotte FC, after Saturday's game starts at 6, we find out who we officially play. So very cool. First off, we have a playoff team here in Charlotte. That's awesome. Yeah. Good job. And we might have 2.
I'm not going to jinx it.
Oh,
but
I already
shout
did.
out to the Hornets.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you jinx the Hornets instead. You can't move the jinx. All right. Anyways, the bottom here is I do want to focus in on the fainter numbers that you see here, the lows. We will drop down to the upper 40s just barely on Friday, upper 40s to start off Monday and Tuesday before we start to see that ramp up. And that's pretty much everything you need to know. But I actually do want to end with this. Couple of national days to celebrate besides the sunshine. It's National Cheese Curd Day. One that's not on here.
Okay.
National Real Sugar Day, I know, is on there. It's also National Mushroom Day, National Fossil Day, National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day. That's nice. They would appreciate that.
Okay.
And National Pug Day. So maybe there's a pug meetup going on.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Who comes up with these days?
I have questioned that because the fact is that there's that many for October 15th. That's a lot of days.
That's a lot of days.
And they're all in different points of the star.
Yeah.
Right.
Very different spheres.
Maybe
that
you
we're
can knock out
here.
National Cheese Curd Day when you take your parents to
Yeah,
lunch.
get some poutine.
Oh,
with
see,
your-
that's
with your
good.
mom.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, and if you get mushrooms with it, that's 3 of them. No fossils, though.
No fossils.
No
Well,
fossils.
not unless you take them to like a.
Oh, yeah.
A
You can go to
museum.
the Shield, have cheese curds with mom and dad, bring the pug along, and have some real sugar, and you just did all the national days. Way to go.
Oh, that is a full day.
Yeah.
If anyone does this, you are my hero, and please let me know. That would be
please let us know.
fantastic.
Oh man,
Call in.
send pictures to C Mulcahy at WCNC.
You just gonna be so. If we could have a hotline and take viewer phone
That's
calls.
I know.
Have you brought that up before?
Because I say call in, and I know that
Well-
the higher powers are watching, and I'm like, it would be nice.
Oh, it would
Well,
be
you-
so fun.
Or if we had like a super chat, like some live streams have like a super chat.
Super chat.
So that's like the new call in.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, I would love to read. Well, not everything off the super chat, but some things, the positive things. some
That is
things.
true.
I'm not gonna read the bad things.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you're reading, and it's just like, oh, don't read that.
Oh, don't read that.
read ahead and try to process.
Before you go, I know we go into this NFL deep dive real quick. Who do you like this year? Winners, losers so far this year in the NFL season?
Well, first off, and this is completely biased because where I'm from, the New England Patriots are here to surprise everybody. Drake May is Josh Allen 2.0.
I mean, they beat the Bills.
Yep. Yeah, sorry about that. But no,
I knew the Bills were gonna build. I knew it was gonna happen.
they will not win the Super Bowl this
Okay.
year. But I think it's so interesting that you have so many teams that are usually great, like the Ravens,
Yeah.
that just
Oh,
aren't
I
there.
know.
They're playing
it's a
for-
grumpy days
Right.
in my house.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
Greg's
Greg is a Ravens fan.
and it's yeah.
Yeah.
He's kinda
Oh
given up.
man.
I
Yeah.
mean, they are playing for a number one pick in
At
the
this
draft.
point?
I mean, which is scary because it's like they get the number one pick. I mean, and they end up being good next year. I mean,
That's true.
Although we're not thinking about next year, we're thinking about this season. But it's like, ooh.
Well, being honest, I think that if there's going to be a year, and it's not just because Carlene here is for the Bills to go all the way, it's this year.
Yeah.
But
We say that every year though. We said that the last couple of years.
yeah, but didn't you beat the Chiefs this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
I mean,
And do you know what? You need these last couple of losses are going to help you readjust. So I think it's Bills in the Super Bowl
yeah.
versus
Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. Yeah, let's go
I
with
like
that.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Even though they lost, it's a long season.
But
18
which,
weeks.
by the way, if that happens, because you have to be soulless to hate the Lions and the Bills.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
Right. I have respect for the Lions.
The Lions
You
have
want
never
it, you want
been.
it for Detroit. Yeah.
Detroit for a long time was a poverty franchise.
the Bills literally went 4 years in a row in the 90s,
Right.
which is, by the way, why Buffalo wings are so popular for NFL Sunday because of that run. So we can thank them for that.
Oh, man,
So we need to
okay.
repay them somehow. But seriously, you have two teams that have been around fighting for a while. Like, that would be the most friendly Super Bowl ever.
Oh, man.
I'm for it. So let's do it. Bills versus Lions. You heard it from us.
And then you had the underdog America's team, Carolina Panthers,
Yeah.
America's team.
exceeding expectations.
I mean, it just if they make the playoffs this year,
That's what
that's
he
all
says
you
every
need.
time. He's
Y'all,
like,
y'all
that's all he
haven't.
wants.
Well, Carlene, kind of, but y'all haven't been in Charlotte when there's a playoff game.
I never have been. No.
You talking about insane?
Really?
It's
oh
popping off, I'm
my
sure. Yeah.
goodness!
Man.
I mean, look at the game Sunday. stadium, there were a lot of Cowboys fans, there were a lot of
Yeah.
Panthers fans. That stadium was rocking. So, shout out to America's team, Carolina Panthers. Shout out to the New England Patriots who
Top of the division.
brought us some humility. But it's been up since then.
Well, right now, looking at it, as far as the wild card goes, there is the Panthers are only a game back. So I know it's really still early.
Still early, but
Yeah, because there's a bunch of 4-2 teams.
But it's not unreachable.
It's not unreachable.
America loves an underdog,
They
course.
seriously do.
and that's who we are right now. Shout out to America.
Can we just go Panthers Patriots? That sounds great. a little rematch.
A rematch?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's bring
And
the rematch.
And Ryan Fitzgerald hits the game-winning field goal as payback.
He comes back.
Call back to the 2004 Super Bowl. That broke my heart. I cried. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, you're bringing up
It
worse
doesn't sound like
times
you've
than my
gotten over it,
sunrise
though.
changes.
You still sound like you
I'm
think
still-
about it often.
It was 21 years ago, and I'm still a little over 21 years ago, and I'm still a little salty.
Oh man, I just saw you. You went back.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
true.
We lost Nick for a second.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just
no,
ran
I'm
this way.
back. I'm back in
Okay, he's back.
2025.
He's good.
I'm
It's
back,
good.
I'm
It's
back,
good.
I'm
It's
back,
good.
I'm back.